Have you ever been on a safari? I haven't, but I've seen the pictures. Everyone looks so serious. They're all wearing khaki. So much khaki. It's like a rule. You have to wear beige to see a zebra, but the animals aren't wearing khaki. They're out there, living their best lives. A lion isn't worried about its outfit. It's just thinking, is that a snack? So when you go on a safari, you expect these majestic moments. You think you'll see a lion on a rock, looking out over its kingdom. You know, like in that movie, the one with the singing. But here's the thing about nature. It's unpredictable, and it's hilarious. The animals don't read the script, they haven't seen the travel brochures. So you pack your bags, you've got your binoculars, you've got your giant camera lens that looks like it could launch a satellite. You climb into that big open Jeep, feeling like a real explorer. The sun is rising, the air is fresh. You can hear birds you've never heard before. You whisper to your friend, "This is going to be incredible." And you're right. But it's not going to be incredible in the way you think. Okay, so picture this. There's a family on safari in South Africa. They're having a lovely time. They stop for a little picnic lunch, and then they see him. A little vervet monkey. He's just sitting on a branch watching them. He looks so cute, so innocent. The kids are waving at him. Look, a monkey, it's all very sweet. What could possibly go wrong with a cute little monkey? Well, this monkey wasn't just cute. He was a mastermind, a tiny furry criminal. While the family was distracted looking at some birds over there, the monkey made his move. He was quick. He was silent. He leaped down from the tree, zipped over to their open safari Jeep, and hopped right in. The family didn't even notice at first. They were too busy pointing at the birds. Oh, look at the pretty colors! Meanwhile, a heist was in progress. This monkey wasn't after their sandwiches. He wasn't interested in their juice. He had a much bigger prize in his sights. The dad finally turns around, and he sees the monkey in the driver's seat. The monkey is not just sitting there. Oh no, he has the dad's backpack, and he's unzipping it with his tiny, skillful little hands. Then he pulls out the prize, the car keys. He's holding the car keys. This is a hostage situation now. The dad starts yelling, "Hey, get out of there!" The monkey just looks at him, a calm, cool, "What are you going to do about it?" kind of look. The guide had to come over and negotiate. He offered the monkey a banana. The monkey looked at the banana, then he looked at the keys. He was thinking it over. After a long, dramatic pause, he dropped the keys and took the banana. The family learned a very important lesson that day. Never, ever underestimate a monkey. Elephants are amazing. They're huge. They're powerful. They're majestic. When you see one up close on safari, it's breathtaking. So there was this couple on their honeymoon in Botswana. How romantic is that? A safari honeymoon. They're out on a game drive, and they come across a big male elephant. He's just peacefully munching on some leaves by the side of the road. The guide stops the Jeep at a safe distance so they can take pictures. The elephant is calm. Everything is fine. It's a perfect romantic moment. The couple is snapping photos. They're whispering about how incredible this is. Look at his ears. They're so big. The elephant finishes his snack, and then he starts walking right towards their Jeep. The guide tells them to stay calm. "He's just curious," he says. The elephant gets closer, and closer, and closer. He's now right next to the Jeep. His eye is level with them. You could reach out and touch him, but you don't, because he's an elephant, and he's very, very large. And then the elephant gets a little curious. He starts sniffing the Jeep with his trunk. He's smelling everything. The seats, the camera bags, the people. And then he finds something he really likes. The woman's hair. She had used a new shampoo that morning. Apparently it was a very nice fruity shampoo. The elephant seemed to agree. He started gently sniffing her hair with the tip of his trunk. It was probably the strangest and most wonderful scalp massage anyone has ever received. She just sat there, not moving a muscle. After a few moments of this very personal investigation, the elephant seemed satisfied. He gave her head a final gentle pat with his trunk, as if to say, "Thank you for the lovely smell." Then he just turned around and ambled back into the bush. The woman just sat there for a full minute, completely stunned. All she could say was, I think an elephant just styled my hair. Best honeymoon ever." Seeing a lion in the wild is the #1 thing on everyone's safari list. You want to see the king of the jungle. You want to hear that incredible roar. You want to witness its power. So just imagine you're on a drive in the Serengeti. Your guide gets a call on the radio. A pride of lions has been spotted. Everyone in the Jeep gets excited. This is it, the big moment. They drive over to the spot, and there they are. A whole family of lions. They're lounging under a big acacia tree. It's the middle of the day. It's hot. So, naturally, they're all fast asleep. They're just lying there, like giant lazy house cats. Some are on their backs with their paws in the air. Some are twitching their tails in their sleep. It's cute, but honestly, it's not exactly action-packed. The tourists are watching, waiting. Maybe they'll wake up. Maybe they'll do something. Anything. They wait for 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Nothing. The lions are in a deep, deep sleep. One of the lions lets out a big yawn. Everyone gets their cameras ready. Is he waking up? Nope. He just rolls over and goes right back to sleep. It's a little disappointing. You came all this way to see sleeping cats. So the guide says, okay, we'll come back later. Maybe they'll be more active then. He starts the Jeep's engine. It's a diesel engine, so it's pretty loud. Vroom, vroom. And suddenly, one of the big male lions lifts his head. He is not happy. He has been disturbed. He gives the Jeep the dirtiest look you have ever seen. It was a look that clearly said, "Do you mind? Some of us are trying to nap here." It was the exact same look your dad gives you when you wake him up from a nap on the couch. Pure, unfiltered annoyance. The lion didn't roar. He didn't charge. He just stared. He held that annoyed glare for a solid minute, making sure everyone in that Jeep knew they had committed a serious crime against napping. Then, with a dramatic sigh, he flopped his head back down onto his paws and went back to sleep. The entire Jeep of people burst out laughing. They didn't get to see a hunt, they didn't hear a roar, but they saw something even better. They saw the king of the jungle get grumpy about being woken up from his nap. You can plan a trip down to the last detail. You can have the best guide, the best vehicle, the best binoculars. But you can't plan for a monkey to steal your keys. You can't schedule an elephant to give you a haircut. You can't tell a lion when it's an acceptable time to wake up from his nap. And that's what makes a safari so incredible. It's the unscripted moments. It's the things that go wrong in the most hilarious way. These aren't fails. They're bonus features. They're the secret hidden tracks on the album of your vacation. They are the stories you will tell forever. Nobody comes home from a trip and tells a long story about the time everything went exactly as planned. And then, we saw the giraffe, just like the brochure said we would. It was the correct height. No, you come home and you say, "You will not believe what happened. A baboon stole my lunch, and then he made eye contact with me while he ate my sandwich." My sandwich. Those are the moments that stick with you. The moments that make you laugh so hard you cry. The moments that remind you that the world is a wonderfully weird and surprising place. These funny encounters do more than just make for a good story. They connect us to the animals in a different way. You see their personalities. You see their quirks. You realize they aren't just majestic creatures on a documentary. They're grumpy, they're sneaky, they're curious, and they're playful, just like us. Except they can get away with stealing your car keys in exchange for a banana. Don't try that at home. It probably won't work for you. Believe me, I've tried. It's a whole thing. You get a lecture from security. So if you ever get the chance to go on a safari, go. Pack your khaki if you must. Pack your big camera. But also pack your sense of humor. Be open to the unexpected. Hope for the majestic. But be ready for the ridiculous. Because the memories you'll make won't just be from the perfect photos. They'll be from the wonderfully imperfect, unpredictable, and hilarious moments in between. Those are the real souvenirs, and they are absolutely unforgettable. It's what makes the adventure a real adventure.